afternoon, everyone. It is now 3 o'clock, and welcome to the webinar for the Aviation Advantage. I am Gary, the Senior Lecturer from the Diploma in Aviation Management. Thank you for joining us today. Just a few simple reminders. Firstly, this webinar is being recorded so that people who can't attend this session at this point of time can still view this webinar. During this presentation, we also request that you do not use the raise hand function and ask that you put your questions into the Q&A chat box at any time, as we may not be able to pick up the raise hand response during the webinar. So don't be shy, ask the questions, and if we can reply it in a simple sentence, we will. If not, we will reply your question during the Q&A session later on. All right. Thank you very much. So today we are actually from Temasek Polytechnic School of Engineering, and this webinar will cover the 3 diplomas: Aviation Management, Aerospace Electronics, and Aerospace Engineering, together with the Common Engineering Program, because by joining the Common Engineering Program, you can get into the Aerospace Electronics or Aerospace Engineering programs. So some of you may be asking us, why should we join aviation right now, and what is the reality of aviation right now? I thought this video on December 30th in the US sums it up quite well, so I'm going to play this for you.
Well, Melanie Lieberman joining us now, Senior Travel Editor for The Points Guy. All right, Melanie, do you expect to see a lot more people traveling next year?
I think we're really already anticipating a lot of demand throughout the travel industry, particularly in that leisure segment. People are eager to get back out there. Unfortunately, this new variant has already caused some disruptions, but we know that that demand is still there. People might just be adjusting the types of trips that they're taking despite the setback.
Oh, it's terrifying, Melanie, because I can't imagine the airports being any more crowded than they have been lately. Anyway, let's talk money, okay? Because if there's that much demand, there's pricing power. What kind of, if any, deals are you expecting for traveling next year?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think some people, maybe who haven't traveled since the onset of the pandemic, might be surprised that there aren't those really, really low deals we were seeing earlier on. But the deals are out there if you're patient and you're flexible. We're still seeing deals to the Caribbean in particular, and a lot of deals for flights to Europe. But travelers have to act really fast if they want those deals. And they have to remember to read the fine print, because having flexibility in your travel plans is still incredibly important as we move into 2022.
Well, there
Melanie
you go.
Lieberman,
People
thank you very much.
Traveling, right? So don't worry too much about it. So just to give you some more proof in case you need it, because I know Singaporeans, we love evidence, right? So this is from CNBC, and this was published on November 17th. Business travel demand expected to surge in 2022. Full recovery still 2 years away. So if you're joining us in aviation now, when you graduate in 3 years' time, you'll be all right. Travel and Leisure magazine published this November 15th, 2021. Travel in 2022 will be even busier than pre-pandemic times, according to the report from the World Travel and Tourism Council. Now, Business Times in Singapore says capacity and demand for flights to and from Singapore hold up to March 2022. And this is despite the Omicron variant. This from Channel News Asia: the travel industry is glad to be back at work as VTLs take off, staying optimistic despite Omicron. This was on 8th of December 2021. And this article, I think, sums it up. Although it's 1 year old, but you can see here, it says 25% more Singaporeans are willing to travel in 2021, 40% as compared to 15% in 2020, signaling a gradual recovery of tourism. As an indicator of pent-up demand, 85% of Singaporeans are prepared to spend more on their next holiday. 4 in 10 Singaporeans are willing to budget 30% or more for their upcoming travel plans to make up for cancelled trips. And this is something that we're seeing worldwide. Everybody has been saving money from not traveling, and so they are willing to splurge. And you can see this happening in Singapore. People are taking staycations, people are going on cruises, people are staying in suites in the hotels in Singapore, right? And this I saw yesterday, so I thought I put it in because I thought it's interesting. These are one is my friend, and another one is my ex-student who just came back from Zurich. You can see, right, queues in Changi Airport that we have not seen in a while. So Terminal 1 is the picture on the right, and on the left is the arrival hall as she arrived back from Zurich. So people are traveling. So let's take a break from the serious stuff and let me ask you, and I'm sure if you're an aviation geek or a buff, you will know the answer straight away. But last year we had some flights on the ground where SIA had meals for you while you sat in the A380 while it was parked at Terminal 4. So what do you think gave the electricity to the lights and the air conditioning during the meal time? Did we plug the aircraft into the power socket at the terminal? Did the power come from something called an auxiliary power unit, or did we put a whole bank of batteries to run it? So I know most of you know the answer, and the answer is the auxiliary power unit, or called the APU. So this APU is a fun fact. If you look at all aircraft, you will find a little exhaust hole at the back near the tail, and this is what actually powers the aircraft when it's parked on the ground. The APU is actually a small engine that actually you can find on smaller leisure aircraft. Okay, and it's the same engine that powers the electrical systems, the air conditioning, and also provides the bleed to start the main engines. So this way, we don't need to have an external power source and a noisy air compressor to keep passengers comfortable when we are boarding the aircraft. So let's talk a little bit about aerospace and aviation jobs. This video from Delta Airlines in the US sort of sums it up quite well. And so I'm going to let you take a look at it.
Do you get to test drive the planes?
Well, we get to taxi them to the hangar and back, but we leave the flying to the pilots. Delta does offer some of the best flight benefits, though, and we get to fly anywhere in the world for free if they have space.
Nice.
Yeah, wanna check out the flight deck?
Yeah, of course. Wow, so much cool technology. You work on all of this?
Yep, every single part of the plane.
So, besides getting to solve problems every day and work around these cool jets, what are some of the other things Delta people really like about this job?
Well, there's a huge sense of teamwork here, as we all feel we're part of a bigger mission flying millions of Delta passengers safely. It's a great culture, and it pays really well, which is awesome for a job you can really enjoy.
Yeah, sign me up. Well, thanks, Karen, for showing us around today. I had a blast. Are there any last words of advice? I mean, I know I've got some friends here who would really like to know more about being a Delta AMT. What should they do?
Really hit up the math and science classes. Those are really important. Shop or learning classes will be
so
very
you heard
helpful.
From them, especially the lady. It's a very satisfying job. And I have to agree, after so many years in the industry, it's still a satisfying job for me. The only one thing I would say is, I think all of you would have heard it, oh, we get unlimited free flights. That doesn't apply to every airline and every job, okay? The American airlines tend to be very generous. So if you join an Asian carrier, you might not get unlimited flights, but you do get some free flights or a free flight. Okay, so I'm going to introduce this video that shows you a little bit of what you could be doing if you graduated from an aerospace engineering diploma.
Oh, the plane is so big.
It's huge.
Yeah. Whoa. Why Singapore's the first place?
I didn't know that.
Storage tall at the tail. Almost 18 meters from wingtips to wingtips, they provide flight control and enough lift to carry the fuel surge plus the 4 supercharged engines.
Janice?
Where are we?
Wait, who are you?
Who are you guys? I'm Iswandi from ST Aerospace. I work here.
We were in some kind of storm, and was that the documentary?
I think so.
Wait, how do you guys make sure these engines still work after going through such crazy weather?
Every engine, as well as these engines, have to go through a mandatory schedule checks to make sure they are actually fit to fly. So as licensed aircraft engineers, it's our job to make sure we highlight any defects, rectify them, and certify to fit to fly. Of course, we're actually working with a group of technicians, aircraft technicians, to make sure they actually maintain the aircraft properly.
Wow, that's a huge responsibility.
Yeah.
So what other things do you do?
Yeah, I was a aircraft technician and a licensed aircraft engineer for over 10 years. And now currently I'm a senior technical instructor for ST Aerospace. My job is actually to groom the next generation of aircraft technicians as well as aircraft engineers.
So, are you the one who maintains the plane?
Yes, I'm the one who maintains the plane. Every time the aircraft come in for scheduled maintenance, I'll be the one maintaining the plane. Other than that, I'll be ensuring the safety of the hangar is safe enough for the plane to come in for maintenance.
Right, it's awesome. So which part of the plane do you work on?
I'm a mechanical technician, so usually I work on the structure or the engine part.
Right. You know, you have an extremely cool job working with all these planes here. Do you like your job?
Of course I love my job. It has been a dream come true. Yeah, so after coming here, I realized that this job is a hands-on job and I really like hands-on job. Therefore I choose this industry.
So what's the difference between planes back then and nowadays?
Nowadays the technology gets more advanced. It gets better. So because for our job there's a huge responsibility because life lies in our hands. So we need to make sure that we do our job well to ensure that the aircraft is safe for flying.
Okay, so you guys just wait here. Hold on, I'm gonna do something.
If you want to find out more about careers in aviation, visit careers.heartofaviation.sg.
As aerospace engineer, when you graduate, it's a very hands-on job and you work on the outside of the aircraft. You must love engines, you must love the airframe. So that's if you intend to take up the diploma in aerospace engineering. Now, the next video I'm going to show you is if you decide to join the diploma in aerospace electronics. And in this diploma, it's also very hands-on, but you'll be working on the electronics inside the aircraft. So this video has only some music in the background. So I'm going to be talking a little bit through the video so that you can, you know what's happening. So this video is actually from Swiss International Airlines. It sort of gives you a summary of what you'll be doing if you graduate with an aerospace electronics diploma. You can see the flight deck inside. It has a lot of electronics now. It's sort of like your car. Okay, if your parents' car or your car, right? You realize that modern cars have a lot of electronics compared to before. And if you look at this is actually underneath the cockpit. It's hardly like what you see in the movies. In the movies, people can stand up, you can run around, the bad guy can hide inside here. I don't think you're going to be able to hide very much in that small space, to be honest. So what she has done is put back the fuse, and then she's starting the equipment to do a maintenance check and to do a run just before operations begin. So that panel that she's put in is actually the multifunctional display unit. And nowadays, just like we do multiple things on our mobile phone, the aircraft as well, you don't need dedicated dials anymore. Okay, so this is basically a very hands-on job as well, but you'll be working on the electronics inside the aircraft. So what happens if you don't want to work on the aircraft inside or outside, and you prefer working with people? Like me, I enjoy working with people. Then a diploma in aviation management may be for you. So this video shows you some of the jobs that you can do with a diploma in aviation management.
Hello, don't close yet. We still need to check in.
Hi, good afternoon, sir, ma'am. May I have your passport, please?
Yes. Hold on. Here you go.
Thank you. So can I have your baggage, please?
Oh,
on
of
the
course,
belt?
of course.
I'm sorry, sir. Your bag exceeded 3 kg. Is it okay? Can we pack it?
What? Didn't I tell you to buy excess baggage already? You idiot one like you. Settle.
Okay.
Don't like that one.
Much lighter now.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, sir. Your sittings are not together because the flight is full.
Oh, no. We need to sit together.
Yeah. I need to be next to her in flight so that I can massage her face. Otherwise, her Botox won't settle in.
Can you just give me a while? I'll make a call for you.
Don't worry, baby.
It's like that one always travel you very troublesome one. Hey, you're messing my hair. Stop.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So I've seated both of you together. Okay, so do ensure your name is correct. So the gate will be F54 and let me escort you to the gate.
Thank you.
Not bad.
Flight information.
So, do you only work at this counter?
No, I do check-in counters and gate duties. So for check-in counters, basically is for passport and visa checks. And for gate duties, mainly liaising with the cabin crew and my officer to run the flight all the time.
Oh, how do you stay so positive all the time?
Smile. Smiling makes me feel good.
Have you met other famous people? I mean, because other than us lah.
The King of Bhutan.
Oh, the King of Bhutan. I mean, we are good friends with him, right? We just had tea with him last week.
We did?
Yes, we
Really?
did.
And I think you should run for your flight.
Oh yeah,
Really
go
run.
already.
Wait. Go on without me.
Yes, I will. I'll find a Thai boy that looks just like you. Oh, goodness. Wait. You have my bag.
Wow, I can't believe we made it in time.
I wonder how we are still able to take off on time despite our delays.
Would you like to find out?
Yes, please. Beam us up, Scotty. Hey, Scotty.
I'm not Scotty. Scotty is on leave today. I'm Pauline.
Oh, so Pauline, what do you do?
I'm an air traffic control officer, providing air traffic services to aircraft in the Singapore Flight Information region.
So, the plane that we are on, are you in charge of taking off?
No, that was handled by my colleague who is stationed at the Changi Control Tower. They handle aircraft departing and arriving into Singapore Changi Airport. Over here, at the Singapore Air Traffic Control Center, we control aircraft in the terminal airspace within 40 nautical miles radius from Changi Airport.
Oh, you manage so many airplanes. Isn't that difficult?
That's just part of the job. We work in teams and we have different areas of responsibilities.
Sounds very stressful. How do you handle it?
Air traffic control is very dynamic. No situation is exactly the same. It's very challenging and I get great sense of satisfaction when I bring people back home to their loved ones safely.
Thanks, Pauline. Bye-bye.
If you want to find out more about careers in aviation, visit heartofaviation.sg.
You heard from the lady over at the check-in counter. So these are just some of the jobs. Pauline, by the way, was my classmate, so it's nice to see her on this video. I think if you heard a common theme between all the videos, it is about safety. All of us have safety in our minds, and we are always thinking of how to bring everybody safely from one place to another. It's also about teamwork. And if you realize everybody that has been in the videos all tell you that they enjoy their job and they love what they're doing. And I think I'm no exception. I love what we're doing. I'm sure all my colleagues here who you will meet later on will tell you the same thing. Yeah. So besides studying in TP, what else do we do? Well, we actually have quite a lot of activities for you. Despite COVID during the last 2 years, we still had some of these activities going on. Of course, we couldn't arrange overseas study trips, primarily because we couldn't get out of the country. But during normal times, we would have overseas study trips. The picture that you see here on the top right is to Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University in Prescott, Arizona in the United States. We arrange trips to visit local aviation companies like maybe Changi Airport, Airbus, Rolls-Royce, Pratt & Whitney. Sometimes we also do sports activities, okay, where we invite either within ourselves or within the 3 diplomas even, or we invite alumni back to come and challenge our local current students. So there's a lot to do. You won't get bored, promise. Internships is also something I know that's important to you guys. And we have a lot of internships. We actually have good internships with a number of companies, from Collins Aerospace, Pratt & Whitney, to the laboratories over in NUS, to Thales, ST Engineering, Panasonic, Airbus. to the airport side and airlines where Changi Airport Group, the CAAS, Cathay Pacific, Singapore Airlines, Air France, KLM, and Vansi. I think this one is something that I think many of you may be wondering, what does Vansi do? Well, they are airport operators. If you go to France, they are also car park operators and port operators. But within Asia, they actually operate the airports for Cambodia, the whole country, and in Japan, in Kansai, Osaka. Yeah. After graduation, what can you do? This is another question that's frequently asked. You can either do your studies locally at NTU, NUS, SMU, SIT, SUTD, SIM, SUSS. So many universities now for you to choose. And if you want a relevant direct program, the SIT offers you a degree in air transport management. If you decide that you want to take your studies and go overseas for that overseas experience, there are some good universities for aviation as well. For example, University of New South Wales in Sydney, University of South Australia in Adelaide, or Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, which is where I studied. And that's found in Daytona Beach or Prescott in the US. Okay, there are quite a number of famous universities overseas. So yeah, there's a lot of options available for you. So the question is, why choose aerospace electronics or aerospace engineering? Well, something we're very proud of. We are the first polytechnic approved by the CAAS to be a SAR 147 approved maintenance training organization, an AMTO. And what does that mean? We offer you quality practical skills training in aircraft maintenance practices together with our partner Lufthansa Technical Training, which is another SAR 147 AMTO. If you're taking aerospace electronics, you will be learning avionics. And if you are taking aerospace engineering, then you'll be doing your practical skills on engines. And for those of you who like to fly, and aspire to be pilots, there is an opportunity for 1 semester attachment to the Singapore Youth Flying Club for you to get your private pilot's license, of course, subject to you being accepted. So why choose aviation management then? Again, we are very proud that we are the first aviation management diploma program in Asia. We are the only diploma in Singapore which incorporates a 12-month flying program that leads to a private pilot's license. Now, this includes timetabling you to fly during your internship period so that it's not over and above your studies. We timetable it in for you. And we also have authentic, structured, local, overseas internship opportunities with brand name companies. Yeah. So with that, I'm going to hand you over to Mary from the Common Engineering Program. Please do ask any questions later on in the Q&A, or you feel free again to type your questions into the Q&A chat box, and we will answer them as and when we can or during the Q&A session. So please enjoy Mary's presentation on the Common Engineering Program. See you later.
Hello everyone. You have just seen a couple of engineering courses that Temasek Poly can offer. Have you found the course you're looking for? Interested in pursuing engineering but unsure of which course to choose? Let me introduce you to Common Engineering Program, CEP in short. My name is Mary Joseph and I'm the course chair for Common Engineering Program. Before we go into the details, let's watch this video.
I wanted to pursue an engineering diploma from Temasek Polytechnic. I did not know what I wanted to choose from. I decided to join the Common Engineering Program, which allows me to get a feel of other diploma courses and to make an informed choice. And I'm glad that I didn't regret what I chose back then. I'm Alvin, a Year 2 student from Biomedical Engineering. We learn basic engineering concept and skills like circuit analysis, soldering, and even programming as well. I also have an opportunity to attend a Common Engineering Program streaming talk. Different course chairs will present their diplomas, their career prospects as well, what to expect after we join them. Even though you'll be streaming in different semesters, I will be still graduating same as my peers that join the course directly because we undertake the same modules in our year 1 all the way to year 3.
You just heard from Alvin.
He made an informed choice after joining Common Engineering program. This program allows you to get a better understanding of the 7 diplomas before making an informed decision about which diploma best suits your interests and passion. CEP is your gateway to one of 7 engineering diplomas. It gives you more time to explore your options and discover your interests in the first year. Students in this program will participate in the course streaming exercise in semester 1 or semester 2. And if they are successful in their selection, they'll join the diploma in semester 2 or year 2 depending on the diploma course. Do note that the course streaming is based on students' choice and merit, meaning that we'll only look at your Polytechnic semester 1 results and no longer your O-level aggregate score. You can join all the 7 diploma courses directly as well. So if you are very sure about your course, apply directly to the diploma course and graduate in 3 years. If you join through CEP, you will do the same set of common year 1 subjects as those who joined the diploma directly. Hence, you will join the diploma seamlessly and graduate along with your peers at the same time in 3 years. I want to leave you with 5 key takeaways about Common Engineering program. Takeaway number 1. It's meant for anyone who is not sure which engineering course to pursue and need more time to consider. Takeaway number 2. It's a major decision selecting your diploma that's going to be your future career. Do join us first and then decide in year 1, semester 1 or semester 2. The most valuable part of Common Engineering program is that we don't leave you alone to make a decision. We'll organize course talks, inviting course teams from various diplomas to share about their course. We'll also organize diploma workshops to let you have hands-on feel about the courses. Not only that, we'll equip you with decision-making tool which is specially designed by our career guidance team. All this will help you make an informed decision of the course that best suits you. Takeaway number 4. Another important point I would like to make is this program gives you another chance to try for your dream course. For example, some students may have missed the cutoff points for their dream course. They join the Common Engineering program, put in extra efforts, get good results in semester 1, and then pick up the dream course during the streaming exercise, and finally get what they want. Takeaway number 5. All CEP students will graduate at the same time as anyone who joined the diploma program directly in semester 1, which means standard 3-year course for all and no extra year needed. So far, you have not heard me talk about any diploma course in specific, but instead, I've shared with you how Common Engineering program works to your benefit by giving you more time to think about the course you want to pursue. Please check our website to find out for more details about the CEP program. With that, all the best to your next stage of learning journey. I shall now open up for Q&A.
Okay, and you've heard from Mary. So right now, I am going to open up the Q&A session. And let me introduce you to a few people here. Of course, we have Mary.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon.
And you can see Abbas, who has just joined, Abbas Ismail. He's the course chair for the Diploma in Aviation Management.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon.
We have Poti from the Diploma of Aerospace Engineering.
Good afternoon, everybody.
And finally, Phuk Heng from the Diploma in Aerospace Electronics.
Hello.
Okay, so there are some questions. I see there's 2 questions here. I think this question is something that's really important, and I think Mary is the best person to address it. I don't have A, Maths and Physics. Can I still join the diploma? This is a very common fear that students have, that when they think about engineering school, they go like, oh no, I'm going to die with maths and physics, right? But I assure you, in TP, we are very, very, very caring. And Mary will tell you more.
Yeah, thanks, Gary. So yeah, you're right. This is a very common query that we get all the time, parents as well as prospective students, because they want to do engineering, but sometimes a bit worried about, how can they cope with the engineering subjects like engineering mathematics and circuit analysis, physics. Okay, it's a lot of engineering science related subjects. Okay, so what we tell the students, right, is not to worry. Yeah, like what Gary mentioned, all our tutors are well qualified, very caring. We are a very caring campus and helpful. So anytime you have any difficulties, you must approach your tutors, and the tutors are all the more, they're willing to help anytime. Okay. Another thing I want to highlight here is our learning support program, which is specially designed for year 1 subjects and for the year 1 students. Okay, so what we have done is we have this learning support program sessions, which is conducted by lecturers from the subject coordinating team, and it's supported by peer mentors. And during the session, the lecturers will guide the students in solving the questions and clarifying their concepts. Okay, so it has helped our freshmen immensely, right? We have students who move on to year 2 and year 3, and they always mention about the amount of support they got from our LSP program. Okay, it's like a free tuition, I should say. Yeah. So rest assured, the students will be taken care of. Okay. Yeah, over to you, Gary.
Thanks, Mary. So I think another question that that we have here, there's a question from Yuming. Hello, if I want to study flight and be a pilot, is aviation management course better to choose? Actually, to be honest, all 3 aviation programs are good, but I will let Abbas tell you a little bit more because he's our resident expert. Okay, so Abbas, if you don't mind.
Okay, thank you, Gary, and thank you for the question, Yuming, for asking the question. Yes, as Gary mentioned, the 3 programs, Aerospace, Electronic, Aerospace Engineering, and AMS, Aviation Management, offer a chance for students to obtain PPL. And they are doing that program during internship period, where they are given dedicated 6 months during their curriculum time. And it's not outside like CCA that students normally to obtain the program. So it's part of our curriculum. And to be honest, the program for AMS slightly different because we have a student program cater for the PPL, and at the same time we also offer elective option program so that students will learn more about flying, like flight planning, navigation. This is to prepare the student for commercial flying or the military flight. So this is something that they can pursue if they're really interested in flying program or to become a commercial pilot or military pilot. Do join us, Aviation Management, and there's also the 3 program that the student can join to obtain the PPL during the time in TP. Over to you, Gary.
Okay, thank you. So there are 2 other questions here that are interesting. Can I check what is the curriculum like in aerospace engineering, and what is the difference between Temasek Aerospace Engineering compared to other polys? So because it's all aerospace engineering, definitely I will have to give it to the expert here, Poti. She will answer both your questions at one go, I think. And Fook Heng, if you want to jump in also, by all means, okay. Poti.
And thank you, Gary. So with regards to the curriculum in aerospace engineering focus on airframe and engines, which means that it is more mechanical in nature. Through your 3 years of study, the first year is actually on the fundamental subjects like mathematics, electronics, electrical fundamental, which is taught by Mary's group. As the student goes into year 2, there will be diploma-specific subjects like gas turbine engine. They study basic aerodynamics on how aircraft can possibly stay airborne, air law, human factors. And when they go into year 3, it's the year where there is a lot of practicum. There will be 1 semester on internship, another semester on practical training. We have 2 diploma options for the student to choose. The student can actually choose to go for an intensive, hands-on intensive option, which is a tie-up with Lufthansa Technical Training, German-based training center, or they can go for a lighter one, which is focused on engine maintenance. Okay, so that is the main points on the curriculum. Now, how different is TP-AEG? AEG stands for Aerospace Engineering compared to other polys. TP is the first and the only poly that has got a full accreditation by CAAS for aircraft maintenance training. Now, what does that mean? Well, for those who aspire to be licensed aircraft engineer, these are the ones who have the license to work on the aircraft. The training typically takes 4 years, but if you were to join us, whether in aerospace engineering or aerospace electronics, your training to get your license will be shortened by up to a year. And so this is one big difference between TP-AEG and other polys aerospace engineering program. We are the only program that has got tied up with a world-class partner, in this case, Lufthansa Technical Training. We have qualified trainers. They are the LAEs from the industries. So I think if you do join us, you would have very good training from us, not just the theory part, but as well as the skills preparation. Over to you, Gary.
Thank you. So there's another question here that's asking how many slots is allocated for students attending CEP for each engineering course. Maybe I will let each course chair answer your question, so that because the numbers vary from each diploma to the other. We start with Mary, perhaps.
Yeah, hi, thanks, Gary. Yes, so for CP, in April 22, we'll be taking in 465 students, which is 19 classes. Okay, each class is about 25 students. Yeah, so 465 students, and that's the entry point to 7 exciting diploma programs. Okay, yeah, over to you, Gary.
Sorry, Mary, I think just to clarify also, I think he's asking that if he or she, because it's anonymous, from CEP to go to each diploma after that, how many slots are available? I think for that are, you know, since they are taking people directly, and also they are going in from CEP. So do we have these numbers?
Okay, so a rough gauge. So just now I mentioned that each class is about 25 students. So roughly, I can say that of the 7 diplomas, okay, we have aerospace electronics. I think will be taking in 1 or 2 classes. Same for aerospace engineering. Biomedical will be 2 classes. Then we have business process and systems engineering, which will be taking in 3 classes. Computer engineering also the same, about 2 or 3 classes. Same goes for electronics and mechatronics. So it's around there. So what we want to, tell the students is not to worry about the number of, classes or number of vacancies allocated for each engineering course. What you need to do is come and experience the Common Engineering program. And from there, you decide, what is your passion? What do you like to do? Okay, and that's how you will be selecting your course. Yeah, and good luck. Thanks. Over to you, Gary.
Yeah, I think to add to that, if you, for example, if you didn't do so well for your O levels, and we understand that, somebody at some time will experience some kind of unexpected issue, right? And so if your O level results was not good enough for you to enter the course that you really like, CEP is and another avenue for you to go in. It's a second chance. You go in there, you study really hard, get the good results, and you can go back to the program that you wanted that you couldn't get in with your O-level results. I think that's the most important thing about CEP. So don't worry so much about how many slots are available, but worry, I would say, about how hard you're going to work to get the good results to get into the course that you want. I think that's
yeah.
Okay, so another question here is, how would AMS course support a student on cochlear implants? Okay, this one we have had students with this before, and Abbas, I know you have the answer.
Sorry, the question, Gary?
How would AMS course support a student on cochlear implants?
We have this
We had a student who had some hearing issues. Remember last time he came in and he wanted to fly,
Okay,
but I know we can support you, but I don't know whether can fly or not.
Yeah, okay. So in AMS, we talk about flying and students love to fly, cabin crew. Of course, if you have such condition, I think there's other job in AMS that we train students. Like we also train students from ground. We also train students in HR, management, operation. So it's not necessary that you must be trained in flying courses or even cabin crew. That's actually need a high standard of medical condition. Then you need to pass. So if you have that condition, you may not be able to fly, and that's not probably the job that should you focus in. So I will say that if you want to join AMS, we welcome student, but we also train student in other area job role. So that's something that you can consider, and we will support student in the curriculum. Over to you, Gary.
Thanks. We will work with you. We don't see any disability as a true disability. I think in TP, we will try our best to find something that's suitable for you. And, but however, we cannot tell you untruth. We cannot tell you that you can do something when we know you cannot do. For example, because of safety requirements or because of job requirements. But we will work with you to find something suitable. So don't worry about it, okay? I think if you have any other questions, we are here as well. You can come down and visit us, to find out more, because your needs are a little bit more specialized, yeah? So another question here. Okay, we have 4 minutes left because we have to end the session by 3:45 to allow the next webinar to set up. So I'm going to take the last 2 questions here. With aerospace engineering, what other careers can I pursue if I'm unable to do jobs in either Air Force or SIA due to the fact that the pandemic caused the planes to be unable to fly? I'm going to answer this quickly first. The pandemic, you can see I've already given you a lot of proof that everybody is flying and planes are starting to fly, but I'm sure Poti has a better answer than that. So I let her answer it for you.
So there was an earlier question on the curriculum for aerospace engineering. Our emphasis is more mechanical based. What does that mean? It means that besides aerospace engineering, you can also go into the mechanical industry. Our curriculum is also quite broad based. We have students being able to enter in adjacent industries. So not to worry, aerospace industry does not just limit to Air Force, SIA. There are also engine maintenance company like Rolls-Royce, GE Aviation, Caesar, to name a few, Pratt & Whitney. If you are not aware, although the passenger traffic has not been fantastic, but it is recovering, as what Gary has shared in the videos. The latest forecast is that at the end of this year, 2022, we will likely see a passenger traffic of slightly 20% less than pre-COVID. Now, what does that translate to in terms of maintenance requirement? We will see maintenance activities picking up again. In fact, it is picking up particularly for those short flights, domestic flights, and that translated to maintenance for engines that are on those short-haul flights. The engine maintenance sector is projected to grow much more significantly in the next 2 to 3 years, even up to 5 years. As what Gary has earlier mentioned, by the time you graduate, you will definitely have a job in aerospace if your interest is in aircraft maintenance or in engine maintenance. But if you don't like, you want to do data analysis for the health monitoring, or you want to go into quality planning, these are the various job prospects for aerospace engineering students. Over to you, Gary.
All right, thank you, everyone. So just one, I see a few more questions here that I will take. Just to add on to what Poti has already said, even if you're taking aerospace electronics, like Fook Heng will tell you, you don't have to go back into the aerospace industry. You could go into microelectronics, for example. If you're in aviation management, you could go and work in a bank, for example, because the skills we teach you and we give to you will allow you to go to various industries. So here, there's the last question that I'm going to take here is, can I do electronic vehicles with aerospace engineering? Wow, today, Poti, a lot of questions for you.
Okay, the quick answer is yes, you can. I think we would have equipped you with all the necessary theory foundation as well as hand skills for you to put together a prototype, not the real size electronic car. I assume you are not referring to the real size, but a prototype with the fuel cell, with the programming, the control, not flight control, the control module, and as well as a frame, the mechanical frame. Yes, yes, the short answer is yes.
Okay, thank you very much. So sorry, because we've run out of time.
Very quick one, Gary.
Yes, go ahead,
Sorry,
Abbas.
there's one question on overseas internship. I think
Yes.
I just
Sorry,
answered
yes.
one. Yeah,
Yes.
okay. We hope to have overseas internship. We are planning it. It's just subjected to the regulation and the flying condition. If the space, airspace open for us to fly, definitely we'll go. But if not, then we also have virtual overseas internship that we arrange with our students. Meaning, we arrange with other airports, other partners overseas for students to do virtual internship. Thank you. Over to you, Gary.
So sorry about that. For the guy who asked or lady who asked that question, I'm sorry. I almost missed that. Thanks, Abbas, for catching it. So thank you again for joining us today in our webinar. And your feedback is valuable to us. So if you have any feedback, please kindly scan the QR code on screen now and give us your honest opinion so that we can improve this and answer, be better for you guys. Okay. And if you have further questions that you would like to ask, please go to our website, www.tp.edu.sg/openhouse/eng.html, or you could scan the QR code that is available on screen now. If you would like to come down and pay us a visit, or if you need some more personalized help, you can also make an appointment with us on the website, or you can come down to TP to visit us. So we are here for you. Don't worry too much about bothering us. We are more than happy to answer any questions you have. So on behalf of the team, Fook Heng, Poti, Mary, Abbas, myself, and the staff of engineering school, I'd like to thank you for your time today and really appreciate you taking time out of your precious time out of your schedule to come spend it with us. We hope we answered some of your questions, but please do ask us if you have any more questions. We're happy to answer them. Thank you so much. Have a good weekend.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.